concerned that oil development in the area will not only cause environmental damage to the porcupine caribou herds habitat, but it will also lead to an impact on those animals in a more spiritual way. Because those animals are also of religious significance, the tribes want to see them protected and not disturbed by oil and gas activity in the area.
The Arctic National Wildlife Refuge is the last protected segment of our nation's Arctic coastline, because the Arctic is already changing rapidly due to climate change. If we choose to promote development and the loss of habitat and accelerate global warming, then species like polar bears and seals, like bearded seals and ringed seals, many of our migratory bird species may be faced with no habitat in order to live. And so we might be looking at, extinction of some species.
The lease sale, where they want to sell oil and gas drilling leases in the coastal plain of the Arctic Refuge, has been announced by the Trump administration. So 19.5 million acres is the whole Arctic Refuge, but the place that's at risk for this lease sale I'm talking about is about 1.5 million acres of land. They're going to try and sell leases across that whole coastal plain because they want to do what's called seismic, 3D seismic exploration. And that's where you bring in heavy equipment, 90,000 pound thumper trucks, they call it. These are vehicles that are heavier than we allow on our highways, in our cities, in our streets. But they want to crisscross the Arctic tundra east to west, north to south, and in a grid pattern, and pound 60,000 pounds of pressure into the ground. And in this way, with the reverberations, they try to figure out where the liquid might be under the ground as opposed to the solid. So it's a way they try to find fossil fuels like oil.
The spill killed more wildlife than any other spill still to this day in the world. We're talking about 500,000 seabirds, thousands, 5,000 or so sea otters, whales, seals, billions of fish. This is what happens. Dig a pit.
So much oil on the surface that it doesn't make a sheet anymore. It makes a layer of actual oil.
This is 17 years after the Exxon Valdez grounded. This oil has left a toxic legacy on our beaches.
We're losing species right now at a faster rate, Pedro, than at any other time since the dinosaurs disappeared 65 million years ago. The Great Barrier Reef is dying. We're seeing croplands turning to desert in parts of China, parts of Kenya, parts of Kansas. And as people see this more and more, they're understanding that if we're going to leave our children a livable world, we've got to get this fixed, and there's no time to lose.